Imagine waiting years for the next big thing from Apple. You save your money. You buy the latest iPhone. You think you have the best technology in the world. But then you realize something terrifying. The device in your hand might be obsolete very soon. Apple is currently working on something massive behind the scenes. They are no longer just making small updates, they are building a secret Ultra lineup. This plan is set to change how we use every single piece of technology we own. Today, we are going deep into this secret roadmap. We are looking at 5 brand new Ultra devices Apple wants to release by 2026. This isn't a small step forward, this is a total revolution of everything Apple has ever built. Right now, we see the Ultra name appearing on watches and high-end chips. But Apple wants more. They are going all in on a strategy that means your Pro models might not be the best anymore. There is something higher. Something more premium. This is the Ultra Master Plan, and it starts with the most important device in your pocket, the iPhone. For years, we've heard rumors of a folding iPhone. Everyone called it the iPhone Fold, but the latest leaks reveal a different story. It's likely going to be called the iPhone Ultra. This device will be the highest point of smartphone technology and the most expensive iPhone ever made. It will not look like the iPhones we use today. The biggest change? A dual-screen system. On the outside, you get a 5.5-inch display for quick tasks. But when you unfold it, you're looking at a massive 7.8-inch seamless display. That's almost the size of an iPad mini, a full tablet that fits in your pocket. But the screen is only half the story. Apple is changing how we interact with the phone. Face ID might actually disappear on this model, replaced by a hidden, next-generation Touch ID. And the camera? It's going under the glass. No notch. No dynamic island. Just one solid sheet of beautiful glass. Despite this, Apple is obsessed with thinness. When opened, the iPhone Ultra could be an impossibly slim 4 mm thick. It's a miracle of engineering, and it's set to redefine the future in September 2026. But the Ultra plan doesn't stop at your pocket, it moves to your ears. This sounds like science fiction, but Apple is developing the AirPods Ultra. How do you make earbuds Ultra? By adding cameras. Yes, tiny cameras hidden in the stems. Not for selfies, but for spatial awareness. These cameras will act like eyes for your AI assistant. Imagine walking into a noisy train station, the AirPods will see the crowd and instantly adjust your noise cancellation before you even hear the roar. They will use a brand new H3 chip designed to process visual data in milliseconds, allowing you to ask Siri, "What building am I looking at?" and getting a full history lesson whispered in your ear. It's a smart assistant with eyes. Then, there's the creative revolution. Professional artists have been begging for an iPad that truly replaces a computer. Enter the iPad Ultra. We are talking about a massive 16-inch tandem OLED screen, the size of a MacBook Pro. But here's the kicker, it's rumored to fold. Imagine a giant 16-inch studio that folds shut like a book to fit in your backpack. Powered by an M5 Pro or even an M6 Pro chip, this device will finally erase the line between a tablet and a high-end workstation. As we look at this roadmap, a pattern emerges. Apple is moving toward a future where thinness and power are no longer enemies. They are using new materials, new hinges, and AI with eyes to build devices that can see, think, and change shape. This is only the first half of the master plan. Apple isn't just changing the small things, they are rebuilding their entire professional lineup from the ground up. The Ultra era is coming, and it is going to be more expensive, more powerful, and more radical than anything we have seen in the last decade. Get ready, because the Apple of 2026 will look nothing like the Apple you know today. Something strange is happening behind the walls of Apple headquarters. For years, the company followed a predictable rhythm. Every fall, a new phone. Every spring, a small upgrade to the Mac lineup. Slightly faster chips. Slightly brighter displays. Slightly better cameras. But recently, something has changed. Insiders, supply chain reports, and early leaks are all pointing toward a single moment that could redefine the entire Apple ecosystem. And that moment may arrive during Apple's 50th anniversary celebration. Not just a product launch, a technological reset. Because according to multiple leaks, Apple isn't preparing one device. They are preparing an entire generation of machines designed to push every category into something called the Ultra era. And if these leaks are true, the computers sitting on your desk today might suddenly feel very old. Let's start with the most surprising resurrection. For years, people thought the large professional iMac was gone forever. When Apple discontinued the 27-inch Intel iMac, creators, designers, and video editors were shocked. That machine had been the centerpiece of studios across America. And since then, Apple has only offered the colorful 24-inch iMac powered by the Apple M3 chip. Beautiful. Fast. But not exactly built for Hollywood-level production. Now something unexpected is happening. Leaks suggest Apple is preparing to bring back a true professional desktop all-in-one. And it may arrive as the iMac Pro once again. But this time, it's not just bigger. It's dramatically more powerful. The new machine is rumored to feature a massive 32-inch mini-LED display, pushing brightness and color accuracy far beyond anything the previous generation ever offered. Imagine sitting in front of a screen so large and sharp that editing 8K footage feels effortless. Every pixel crisp. Every color perfectly calibrated. But the display is only half the story. Inside this machine could live the next monster of Apple silicon. The upcoming Apple M5 Ultra chip. If you've ever seen what Apple's Ultra chips can do, you already know the level of performance we're talking about. These processors are essentially two powerhouse chips fused together using Apple's high-speed interconnect technology. The result is a chip capable of handling tasks that used to require enormous workstations. Video editors rendering complex timelines. 3D artists building cinematic worlds. Developers compiling massive projects. The M5 Ultra could push that power even further. Faster GPU cores. More unified memory. An AI acceleration designed for the next generation of intelligent software. But Apple's Ultra strategy doesn't stop with a giant desktop. Because another device is quietly preparing to steal the spotlight. The incredibly compact but ridiculously powerful Mac Studio. When Apple first introduced this machine, many professionals couldn't believe the performance coming out of such a small aluminum box. But the next version could take things to another level entirely. Leaks suggest Apple may launch a new Mac Studio powered by the M5 Ultra, delivering workstation-level performance inside a device small enough to sit quietly under your monitor. Imagine editing cinematic footage, running AI models, rendering complex visual effects, all from a machine that barely takes up any desk space. This is the direction Apple seems to be heading. Less clutter, more power. But the surprises might not end there. Because something even smaller could be getting a dramatic upgrade. For years, the Mac Mini has been Apple's most affordable desktop computer. Simple. Compact. Quiet. But rumors suggest Apple may finally transform it into something far more powerful. Enter the possible M5 Mac Mini. A machine that could bring next-generation Apple silicon performance to one of the smallest computers Apple has ever built. Think about that for a moment. A device barely larger than a stack of coasters, running a chip capable of handling professional workloads. For students, developers, content creators, even small studios. If Apple truly pushes the Mac Mini into the M5 era, it could become one of the most disruptive computers in the entire Mac lineup. But the bigger picture here is even more fascinating. Because when you step back and look at everything together, a pattern begins to appear. Apple isn't just upgrading devices. They are redesigning the hierarchy of their entire ecosystem. For years, the lineup was simple. Standard products for everyday users. Pro models for professionals. But the Ultra era introduces a new level above everything. A level built for the most demanding users on the planet. Machines designed for filmmakers, developers, engineers, and digital artists who refuse to compromise. This shift also explains why Apple's silicon roadmap keeps accelerating. Every generation of Apple chips is becoming dramatically more capable. The jump from Intel to Apple Silicon already shocked the industry. But the transition from M-series chips to the next generation could be even more dramatic. Especially as artificial intelligence begins reshaping the way we use computers. Future Macs will not just run apps. They will understand tasks, predict workflows, assist creativity. And Apple appears determined to build hardware powerful enough to support that future. Now imagine what this means for the next decade of technology. Studios powered by silent desktops instead of noisy towers. Artists carrying laptop-level power in machines smaller than ever. Developers compiling projects at speeds that used to require entire server racks. This isn't just about faster computers. It's about redefining what personal computing looks like. And if Apple chooses its 50th anniversary to reveal this new generation of devices, it would be the perfect moment. A symbolic turning point. Half a century after the first Apple computer, the company could once again reset the standard for the entire industry. So the real question isn't whether these machines will be powerful. The real question is how far Apple is willing to push the Ultra era. Because if these leaks are even close to accurate, the next wave of Macs might not just be upgrades. They might be the beginning of a completely new chapter in computing. And when that moment arrives, a lot of people are going to wish they waited before buying their next computer.